Hi everyone, welcome to the Freedom Broker Play of the Day for the second day of the World Rapid 2022. Today, I want to tell you about something very special, a position, and I'll tell you the story around it and tell you a bit of history and everything. But this is currently the playing hall that we are in, and this is where the top boards play on this podium. And this is the board on which Magnus Carlsen plays, regardless of what his score is. Well, until now, it has not changed because he's always been leading. Either he plays with white or with black. But there are, cameras put in by NRK, which is the top Norwegian channel. And because of that, he has to play here. And generally what I do is I stand somewhere behind that, over there, and I try to look at Magnus carefully because, this is my opportunity to see a living legend in action. I love chess a lot and I have never been able to see a world champion playing at close quarters. For example, when Fischer was there or when Kasparov was there. Even when Vishy Anand used to play, I was hardly following him closely, that since I became a reporter or a journalist, he started playing lesser. So Magnus, the intensity with which he plays is so much to learn from him. Let's come to the game. Now the situation is the following. Magnus is in the lead, but a joint lead. There are other players on the same score. There is Fedosiev, there is Vincent Kaimar. They are all on same score. And Magnus has got a slightly easy pairing in the last round of day 2. That's the 9th round. He's playing against a Georgian GM, Quparadze. And, such opportunities have to be taken. Because if you don't, you won't win the tournament. It's such a grueling event. Everyone's trying to beat you. So this is the position that Magnus has with the black pieces. And he's thinking about what to do here. It is clear that black has the bishop pair, nice center, also castled. White has some light square weaknesses. But at the same time, you cannot really open up the position because your bishop is hanging. And white would like to close it down in some way. So I was thinking about what will Magnus do, what will he play here. And let's go sort of more than 100 years into history.
I thought 100 kilometers.
More than 100 years, and look at a game of Capablanca. Janowski versus Capablanca. White is Janowski, black is Capablanca. It's black to play here, and maybe we get some inspiration from this game to apply into Magnus's game. So here it's black to play. What did Capablanca do here? It's a very famous move. Try to think. So the most natural move that anyone could think of is e6. You open up your bishop. You get your bishop out, move your king, connect your rooks. It's a normal position. But you know what Capablanca did? He played bishop d7. And this is a crazy move. The main point that Capablanca realized is that his bishop, although active here on f5, is not doing much. And so he brought it back, then played e6, put his bishop on d6, played king e7, rook c8, knight a5, and then using this bishop actually got in the move b5. And with this, it's a beautiful positional game. You should have a look at it at some point, the full game. And Capablanca won against Janowski. So it's a famous game. Now we come back to Magnus Carlsen. And so Magnus is sitting here. I'm sure he was not thinking about Capablanca, Janowski or anything of that sort. But here he is, and he thinks that the bishop, although developed, is not on a good square. You see both the pawns are sort of blocking it. So he pulls back his bishop to c8. It's a very nice move. Opponent now goes castles. And now I was expecting Magnus to put his bishop on a6 because I thought that's why he got his bishop here. Right? Well, another position, another move that could be played here is cd, cd, ed. But this helps black because black will go bishop b7 and then this is a problem. So that's not going to work out. So bishop c8, 2 minutes.
Все, закрываем.
Yes.
Выходим.
2 minutes.
2
2
minutes.
минуты.
2 minutes.
B, 2 minutes.
So bishop c8 was played here.
तिकडनं परत कर.
No, it's fine. I mean, it always happens. Late in the night, the guard comes and stops us. So, anyway. So, bishop c8, he castles. And now Magnus plays bishop b7. And I think to myself, what Magnus wants to do maybe is to play c5 at the right moment, activating the bishop on this long diagonal. Now, white is very smart. He closes the diagonal with the move c5. If you take, blunder, because queen c3 attacks the bishop and mate here. Can't do that. So, go bishop e7, and now rook c1 was played. And now, look at Magnus's decision. He takes, queen takes queen, rook takes, knight e4. And now observe the position closely. At this point, I was like, what is this bishop doing? This is such a bad piece. And also at any point, white can just put the knight here, give up a pawn, go into opposite colored bishop endgames and draw the game. This is not what Magnus wants. But Magnus had this in mind. He played rook d5, a good move. Rook d1 by his opponent. Rook d8 played. And now knight d6 would have been the best move. This is the way in which you give up the pawn. But he played first takes, and now in this position he went rook c4. Magnus instantly played f5. Now if you move the knight, c5 pawn is hanging. So he had to go knight d6. And his opponent's plan was simple. If you take, and take, this is a equalish position because I'm going to put my rook here, I'm going to put my bishop on dark squares. Your light squares, bishop is not so good. Magnus played bishop a6, but this is where I was thinking. And you know what? I thought correctly. I thought, can Magnus go check, king here, and now notice this diagonal. Take this knight, take here, and push the pawn, because there's a check. And I thought to myself, okay, this is what Magnus will do, but he didn't do it. So I thought I was being incorrect. I looked at it deeper. And I figured there are two moves, f3 and king h3. If you play f3, check, king h3 or king g1, I take here and I'm a piece up. There is a very nice move here, by the way, for white, rook d4. If you take d7 and the pawn is queening, it's still a draw after bishop d5, kind of you can make a fortress. But here you can go bishop c6. And if he plays d7, you can take, and this rook endgame is winning for black. So this doesn't work. This doesn't work. f3 is a bad, if it loses. So then, I thought to myself that after c5 here, he cannot play f3, he must go here. And this is where comes the brilliant move, g5. And guys, believe it or not, this king is checkmated. There's just no way out. It's gone. It's finished. Khatam. I thought, what if he takes here? Well, find the best move for black. It's a very nice move. There are two moves that are winning, but one is very clearly better. The move is rook g1. And do anything you wish. There is no way to stop this mate. There's no way. And if you play g4 trying to run, this is already a mate. So, in this way, actually Magnus could have won the game. And the other move that won here, after rook c5 is also bishop a6 with the idea of bishop f1. But rook g1 is just very clear because to bishop a6 there is rook c4. Anyway, this is how the game could have ended. But Magnus played bishop a6 first in that game, and then it went on and he won a very nice endgame. Very tense, very good game. But I hope you enjoyed the play of the day. This is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye-bye.
Life is full of exciting events, but it is our first impressions that we remember best. Your first diploma, your first job in a big company, unforgettable emotions from the first date, the first expensive things you bought when you got your first paycheck, and your first investments with Freedom Broker. Freedom Broker. Look at your favorite brands from a new perspective.